The yeas are 218, the nays are 214. The motion is adopted.
There will be monthly job reports. We'll see what happens with inflation. We'll see what happens with home ownership, job starts. If cutting $1 trillion out of Medicaid is what we call progress, I'd like to see what failure is, because that is what we have just seen happen. And for anybody to say the impact is going to be minuscule, you must not know how much $1 trillion is.
There have to be consequences to these votes, and we have to decide if this is just a joke or just for TV, or if this is our real lives. And I hope people vote like it's our real life.
No, I think when America understands that things like if you're able to work, you ought to work, and we need to clear up some of the fraudulent behavior so that it provides for those single moms with 2 kids that are maybe just getting by, and it doesn't collapse the system. The least amongst us is a biblical reference that Jesus made, and I kind of dig it.
You know, if you think about like who sort of helped them get to where they are right now, when you think about MAGA, you think about the majority that they have, they represent a lot of lower income people. I see them all the time in the DFW area. They live in Fort Worth, in Dallas. A lot of them live in the surrounding counties, and they're going to be destitute, and they're not going to be able to have their Medicaid. They're also not going to be able to have some of the benefits that the Affordable Care Act was able to bring to their families. And so to me, they have pulled the rug from up under some of the very same people that wear these MAGA hats. They ought to take those damn MAGA hats and throw them in the dumpster, because they are going to be in a much tougher situation than they're in right now.
Just as I promised, we're making the Trump tax cuts permanent and delivering no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security for our great seniors, right? Front row Joe. We got a lot of front row Joes here. That's very nice. Thank you. Thank you. And we have Mr. Wall. Someday I'm buying that suit, I'm telling you. I like that suit. I'll walk up one day, I'll be dressed like a Wall, just like you. I think he's come to about 200 rallies, and that means you like us. And I think he's a very successful guy, too, believe it or not. He's a top accountant. Can you believe this? And he comes to rallies, he likes the rallies. Front row Joes, they're all successful. But this is what they do for entertainment. But now it's not entertainment. We've saved our country. We've got the hottest country anywhere in the world, as said by many, many leaders of other countries. And we will ignite trillions of dollars in economic growth, increase take-home pay for the typical family by more than $10,000 a year. And very importantly for Iowa, this bill rescues over 2 million family farms from the so-called estate tax, or the death tax, in other words. Before Trump, you were losing farms to the banks. Before Trump, you were losing the farms like nobody's ever seen before. You love your children. You don't feel so well. You pass away. You leave everything to your children, and they have to pay a big estate tax, or a death tax, as we call it. and they couldn't do it. They go out and borrow money, and all of a sudden the bank is foreclosing on the farm. Not going to happen. You have no more estate tax. You have no more death tax to pay.